There's something really important that I have to say, but I don't know how to say it. There comes a point when you realize that you have a way higher potential than you've been living for the past X amount of years, X amount of days, months, whatever. And you have this vision, you have this perception, you see what you could be, and you go, oh my God, I've been living my life wrong the whole time. Okay, how do you get from a point where your life is effectively broken to a point of high potential, of vision, of something that actually holds the water of life? And that water, I mean, is spirit, something that serves God unconditionally, not just through obedience, but to breathe life into new things. And I think what I know for certain is that I'm like right here right now. I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom. I want to go all the way up here. What is that? I don't really know. All I know is that it involves the Bible. It involves God, God first, then the Bible. It involves holding yourself to spiritual principles as high as possible, as creatively as possible. So if you're like me and you've been living your life like a bum for the past year and you let everything fall apart, how do you go from here to here? How do you actually become a worthy man for the sake of the woman who will eventually be your wife and for your kids? How do you become not a father, not the best possible father, but how do you become to the fullest potential the father that God knows you can become for them? How do you stop giving the trauma of your own life and start giving what God knows you can give to these kids? And once I realized that God had a plan, like it all just changed for me right there. So this is day 2 out of 1,404 of, I guess you could say, redeeming myself, bringing myself to the highest potential I can possibly bring myself to for the sake of God. But if you want to bring your life from a broken state or a low state to a higher potential that involves God at the highest, in the highest position, what you have to do is break down the entire duration into one day and then become as creative as possible every single day. And if you become creative through everything,